Have you ever stopped to think about how an ancient community, one that's thousands of years old, manages to not just survive, but actually thrive in our modern world? What's the secret sauce? What's the blueprint that stops it from falling apart? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into today by looking at the Thai Buddhist Sangha, the community of monks, to see if we can uncover a timeless model for leadership, and really for an enduring faith.
Okay, so here's the plan. We're going to go on what I like to call an hourglass journey. We'll start super broad with the big picture principles. Then we're going to narrow our focus way down to a legendary master, his top disciple, and even the sacred objects they made. And then we'll zoom right back out to see how all those little details connect to the huge modern structure of the Sangha today. It's going to be quite a ride.
So it's a huge question, right? How do you make sure a community is built to last for centuries? Turns out the Buddha actually provided a solution way back when, a set of principles basically designed to guarantee prosperity and stop any kind of decline in the monastic order.
It's called Bhikkhu Aparihanyadaniya Dhamma. Now I know, that's a mouthful, but you can just think of it as the ultimate operating manual for the Sangha. These are 7 core rules, but they're not about restriction. They're about resilience. This is the code that ensures the community doesn't just survive, it gets stronger over time.
So what's actually in this manual? Let's break it down. First up, meet often. Communication, it's the glue. Second, when you do get together, do it in harmony. Unity is everything. Third, respect tradition. Stick to the rules that work. Don't just go changing things for the sake of it. Number 4 is absolutely crucial. Honor the elders. Their wisdom is the bedrock of the whole community. Fifth, get a handle on yourself. Don't let cravings run the show. Sixth, find joy in quiet. Appreciate places like the forest to find that inner peace. And finally, number 7, be welcoming. Create a space where good monks, whether they're new or have been there for ages, feel supported and want to stay. When you put them all together, you can see it's not just a list of rules. It's a powerful blueprint for any community, really.
All right, so principles are one thing, but they're just words on a page until someone actually lives them, right? So let's see how this blueprint was put into action by a master who didn't just follow the rules, he pretty much became a walking, talking example of them.
And man, did he live them. We're talking about the one and only, the legendary Luang Pu Boon of Wat Klang Bang Kaeo. His life, his leadership, it became the ultimate case study for how these 7 principles can create not just a great leader, but a spiritual center that thrives for generations.
And his story is just incredible, right from the very beginning. He was born in 1848, and as a baby, he got so sick his family thought he died. They were literally preparing for his burial when he suddenly came back to life. This crazy event earned him the name Boon, which means merit, almost like a sign of the great destiny he had ahead of him. He became a monk at 22 and spent the next 66 years in the monkhood, becoming one of the most revered figures you can imagine. Okay, now remember that 4th principle we talked about? The one about honoring and respecting the elders? Well, this creates this incredibly powerful chain of knowledge, a lineage where wisdom gets passed down from master to disciple. Luang Pu Boon's story, it doesn't just end with him. It keeps going through his successor.
And that successor was Luang Pu Perm. This was Luang Pu Boon's most dedicated disciple. Get this, he stayed by his master's side, serving him for 39 years. 39 years! He didn't just learn the teachings, he absorbed the very essence of his master's practice, getting ready to carry that torch forward.
And this story just illustrates the power of that lineage perfectly. So at one point, some of Luang Pu Perm's own students heard about another amazing master, Luang Pu Du, and they thought, hey, let's go learn from him. Well, when they got there, Luang Pu Du took one look at them and sent them right back home with this incredible lesson. He said, "Why did you come to me? Your own teacher is already powerful. You are standing near salt, but eating dirt." Wow, what a line, right? He was saying, you have a treasure right in front of you. Why on earth are you looking somewhere else? It's just such a profound statement about respecting the wisdom in your own backyard.
All right, so we've seen the principles, we've seen the people. Now let's get to the narrowest point of our hourglass. How does all that immense spiritual power, that barmi, become something you can actually hold in your hand? Well, the answer is in the sacred amulets.
First up, you have the legendary Ya Jinda Mani. Luang Pu Boon actually discovered the recipe for this sacred medicinal pellet in some ancient texts. It was made from this really complex blend of sacred herbs, and people believed it could do more than just cure sickness. It was said to grant you great fortune and make your wishes come true.
Listen to how the old texts describe it.
They call it the most excellent of elixirs, something that would help a person flourish and have their wishes fulfilled. It was like a master's spiritual energy, bottled up and made accessible for everyone.
Then you've got the Bia Gai, which is all about protection. It starts with a simple cowrie shell, but then it's filled with mercury that's been ritually blessed. Then it's sealed up and wrapped in lead foil that has sacred symbols carved into it. The Bia Gai is basically believed to be a personal shield, protecting you from all kinds of bad stuff, black magic, evil spirits, even poison and physical harm. And this was a tradition that Luang Pu Perm learned directly from his master.
And finally, we have the Rien Chao Supa. This amulet was originally made for the wealthy patrons of Luang Pu Boon, and its name literally translates to Tycoon's Medallion. And true to its name, it got this huge reputation for attracting wealth, success, and prosperity. You can bet it became one of the most popular amulets for anyone in business.
Okay, let's pull back. We've been deep in the details, with the principles, the masters, the amulets. Now it's time to zoom our hourglass back out and see how this very personal, charisma-based authority actually connects to the formal, organized structure of the entire Thai Sangha as we know it today.
And here's the key takeaway. That deep, profound respect for the master-disciple relationship we saw, which comes straight from those 7 principles, that provides the cultural foundation, the very bedrock, for the formal, top-down structure of the entire monastic community. One is a mirror image of the other.
And this is what that structure looks like today. The Thai Sangha is governed by what's called the Sangha Act, and it creates this very clear chain of command. You've got the Supreme Patriarch at the very top. Right below him is the Sangha Supreme Council, which is kind of like a cabinet. Then the country is broken up into regions, provinces, and districts, each with its own monastic governor, leading all the way down to the abbot, who's the head of a single temple.
Now here's what's so cool about this. It brings us completely full circle. It doesn't matter if you're looking at the Buddha's ancient 7 principles or this modern Sangha Act. The goal is exactly the same. Create a system that guarantees stability, order, and the long-term prosperity of the community. It's really just 2 sides of the same coin. One is based on timeless wisdom, and the other is based on modern law.
And that leaves us with this one big, final question to chew on. In an age that's so dominated by formal institutions and laws, what's the role left for that individual charisma, for the spiritual power of a truly great master? And what about that tangible faith someone can actually hold in their hand, like an amulet? How do these 2 forces, the institutional and the deeply personal, keep shaping faith in the world today? It's something to think about.